Hello, so we are going to go over Math Unit 1, Lesson 2, Expressions. So the big part on this one here is just remembering the order of operations. So for example, if I have 9 plus 3 times 2, and I want to know what that equals, the first thing I'm going to do is, if you remember my dear Aunt Sally, so we're going to start with all of our multiplication first. So in this case, 3 times 2 is our multiplication. So we're going to leave the 9 because we haven't done anything with that yet. And then 3 times 2 is 6, which would give us 15. So another example here. So we have in parentheses 17 minus 3 times 5. So you always do your what's inside the parentheses first. So that's going to be our first step. So that's going to give us 14 times 5. So when you multiply that out, get 70. To work that out longhand if you wanted to. So 5 times 4 gives us 20. 5 times 1 gives us 5, plus the 2 gives us that 7. So 70 is our answer there. Okay, so another example. We have 9 times 3 minus 3 times 5, all divided by 4. So remember the order of operations. So we start with my dear Aunt Sally. So we're going to start with our multiplication first. So you can view these as being in parentheses. So we're going to go to each of those parts separately. Now I know the first, you might want to do the division first and divide each of those by 4 before you divide them. But to make it easier, you can subtract these first. So as soon as you do the subtraction here, you're going to get 12 over 4. And 4 goes into 12 3 times. 4 goes in 4 once, so you can leave it as the whole number of 3. Alright, you might also run into a question kind of like set up like this. So you have a bracket, then a parentheses. And you're asked to solve that. So of course the first thing we're going to do is our parentheses. So 3 plus 5. So then the next step here would be your multiplication. So you just keep working through until you have nothing left in the brackets, and then you can get rid of your brackets. So you get 11 times 3, because 3 is still on the outside here. And that's going to give you 33 as our answer. So you may also be asked to put in parentheses and brackets to get an equation to equal a certain thing. So if I have 6 times 4 minus 4 plus 9 minus 3. And we're told that we want it to equal 14. So we have to figure out how we can put brackets and parentheses in there to make it equal that 14. So if we just look and just do the order operations here, so if we just work through that straight through without putting any brackets, we get that it equals 26, but we want to make it so it equals 14. So we know we have to add stuff into it. So let's start off by putting brackets around the end part here. So around the 9 and negative 3. Okay, so let's work it through with that. This is still going to be 24. So that still gives us 26. So it doesn't equal all 14, so we know we have to do something else to this. So let's go a step farther and let's add in some brackets here. And instead of having this 4 be a negative, we're going to add a bracket here and change it to that positive. So now let's work through it this way. So we have to walk through inside the parentheses first. So that gives us 6 plus 4. That gives us 10. So this is going to give us 24 minus 10. And that gives us that 14. So you can see that putting the parentheses and brackets in can change the answer that you get, so you have to be careful with those. Alright, if you have any other questions about order of operations or expressions, please let your homeroom teacher know. Thank you.